Good morning to one and all. I'm Dr. Pranali Choudhary, as Mrinal just introduced me. Thank you for that introduction, Mrinal. I would just like to, I'm here basically to talk about the highlights of the EXTC course content. During this lockdown, most of you all must have observed that the entire backbone of that so-called work from home was on the telecommunication infrastructure. I would just like to go a little ahead and say that all that branches which are integrated with electronics are evergreen branches of engineering. So after what introduction Milinsha sir has given you about what are the career opportunities for the EXTC students, you must be wondering whether I should really take up this EXTC or do I have that inclination within me to join EXTC. So let me just help you out. If you are interested, if you just look around yourself, we find that we are all surrounded by a lot of electronics. Now, if you're interested in learning how this electronic works, or even better, if you're interested in knowing or developing an electronic like this, then in that case, you should be an EXTC engineer. If you want to know how your daily TV shows or how your programs are recorded, they are digitized, they are transmitted, and then they are received on your devices, you should definitely be an EXTC engineer. 15 years back, the weight of our mobile phones was around half a kg. Today, we are talking about mobile phones whose weights are in grams, few grams. So that is basically a boon of VLSI, a very specialized branch of EXTC. VLSI stands for Very Large Scale Integration. So if you want to be a part of this miniaturization technology, you should definitely be an EXTC engineer. In case if you want to work with real-time signals, like what Milinsha sir just mentioned, if you want to work with speech signals, you want to work with videos, biomedical signals, images, music, and you want to develop signal processing algorithms for this. You want to build a system like Alexa or something like this, you should definitely be an EXTC engineer. IoT is an in thing nowadays, and even school children know what basically IoT is. So if you want to build your gadgets using IoT, and I would say you want to add that human thing, that is intelligence, to your gadgets, with the help of artificial intelligence, you should definitely be an EXTC engineer. So let me just take you on a tour of what are the courses that you would be studying when you join as an EXTC engineer. Just give me a second to share my presentation. I'll just switch off my video before that. Yeah, can you see the presentation?
Yes, we are able to.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just talk about what are the highlights of the EXTC course content. Let me just talk about the core subjects first. So mathematics is a core subject of all branches of engineering. Analog and digital electronics. You must have seen circuitries like this when you did your courses as bifocal, maybe electronics, or maybe you must have taken electronics at your SSC grade. We'll be learning circuits like this and more complicated circuits like this in analog and digital electronics. Coming to analog and digital communication. We all listen to FM, AM. This basically forms your analog communication. Of course, it's not limited only to analog communication. This is not the only application. This is one application which everybody knows. Your Twitters, your Tumblrs, your Facebook, WhatsApp, all of these, Instagrams, all of these emails, they are all a part of digital communication. Coming to control systems, as just Milinsha sir said that we have a lot of automation in industries. So you may have bigger industries where you have a lot of control valves, you have temperature controllers, and you have a lot of processes where you have to control the parameters so that the processes give you the desired outputs. We are actually talking about control systems. You will learn all designing these systems in control systems. Now, signal processing, you would want to process any kind of a signal. It could be speech, it could be an image, it could be a biomedical signal. Biomedical signals could be anything. It could be your heart signals, it could be your signals coming from your skin, your brain signals, even your vision, retinopathy. There are so many signals available in the biomedical domain. Processing and what algorithms can be applied for processing these signals is what you will be learning in subjects like signal processing. Neural network, it is a jargon nowadays. Neural network is basically a system where you can have all these kind of applications. Handwriting recognition, image compression, stock exchange prediction. The common application that most of us must have used is the voice search of Google. Even that is an application of neural network. We all use mobile phones. The signals that you are transmitting and receiving through your mobile phones are basically electromagnetic signals. So learning the physics behind this electromagnetics and applying them for designing systems which are having a lot of antennas in it is nothing but electronics and electromagnetics and antennas. The antennas could be a wide variety of antennas. You can have your TV antennas, you can have a normal Wi-Fi antenna, you can have satellite antennas. So you will learn to design all of these under EXTC. Mobile communication, I don't think anybody here now requires an introduction to what mobile communication is, but yes, we do have rigorous subjects on mobile communication, wireless communication, and few electives on wireless sensor networks. As we all know, automation is the in thing today. You want to automate almost everything. So whenever you think of automation, think of your home automation, think of your bullet train, think of a washing machine, a microwave, your mobiles. Now who wears watches? All of us are wearing either Fitbits or we are wearing smartwatches, majority of us. All that automation, whenever you want to bring in any kind of automation, you need a chip called as a microprocessor or a microcontroller. So learning these subjects is basically what comes under embedded systems, where the main components are microprocessors and microcontrollers. Microwave communication, I would say a little naive right now to understand what microwave is, but I would just like to give you an introduction that microwave communication is communication with the help of frequencies which are of very, very high frequency. The streams are coming to the electives. So what I talked about till now was the core subjects. Coming to the electives. Electives are basically those subjects which the student can choose during their entire curriculum. So there are different streams in which EXTC is further divided. Like you can take a specialization in communication, signal processing, machine learning, embedded systems, and VLSI. So depending on in which field or which stream you want to make your career, you can select appropriate electives. I've already talked about communication, signal processing, machine learning, and embedded system. Let me just tell you what VLSI is. Already sir has told you what VLSI is. But I'll just give you a small everyday example. If you see the diagram down there, it's a first laptop which was developed. It was a huge laptop, a briefcase size, which you had to actually carry. It was heavier. So the technology which has helped us to move from that heavier first briefcase type laptop to the ones that you see up, the miniaturized Apple laptops, is basically VLSI. If you have seen noted here, I've used a green color arrow here. The reason that I've used it is now there is a lot of green engineering involved in development of devices like this. Under EXTC, maybe not in the bachelor's course, but in your post-graduation courses, you definitely learn how this green technology is evolving or how it is being applied to VLSI. Coming to the electives. The electives start right from semester 5 onwards. Total 6 electives, 1 each in 5th and the 6th semester, 2 electives in semester 7 and 8. In addition, there are 2 institute level electives. So depending on what specialization you want to take from what I mentioned just now, you can pick up electives and pursue that stream of telecommunication. Institute electives are the electives which are common across the disciplines. So in the video which Milinsha sir just showed, that with EXTC, if you combine the other branches, it would create magic. So when you want to add that flavor of interdisciplinary to your academic performance, you could always choose a suitable institute elective. The curriculum gives you 2 institute electives, one at 7th semester and one at 8th semester. So this is a comprehensive list of electives which are available under Mumbai University for EXTC department, out of which the underlined ones, that is microelectronics, data compression and encryption, radar engineering, CMOS and digital IC design, adaptive signal processing, internet communication engineering, satellite communication are the electives which we are offering currently at the FCRIT. But of course, depending upon the choice that the students give, this list of electives would also change. Coming to some important statistics, what is the level of the courses that are covered under EXTC? 30% of the courses are basic and 70% of the courses are advanced courses. How many subjects require programming skills? So 40% of the subjects require for programming skills, while 60% of the subjects you can manage with lesser equipped programming skills. But don't worry, if you have not taken computer science as a bifocal or you're not exposed to any of the programming languages before this, do not worry about this, because at FCRIT in EXTC, every semester, before the semester begins, we have small workshops being conducted for our students where the skills in programming will be developed for each and every student. Contribution of the total academic hours. Now, in English, we have a saying where we say that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. In engineering, I would say all theory and no practical exposure would really make Jack a dull boy. So if you look at the distribution of hours for the academics, 51% hours right from the first year to final year, the student spends in learning the concepts, and 49% of the hours, total hours, he or she spends in practical exposure or developing projects. The contents taught through the course projects under EXTC are 48%, while the other 52% employ some of the other innovative methods so that the content is delivered and it is appreciated by the student. Milicha sir has already given a comprehensive areas or a list of opportunities that the EXTC engineer has. I've just given or noted down a few list of companies which are very common and very famous. This is where an EXTC engineer definitely finds a place. Intel, Honeywell, Sony, Samsung, Texas Instruments, AMD, IBM, Motorola, Cisco, L&T, D-Link, government organizations like ISRO, DRDO, DRC, All India Radio, Doordarshan, GAIL, NPL, and software companies like TCS, Infosys, and the list is big enough. The slide is small, so I didn't have that much place to actually accommodate all the companies. But yes, the list of opportunities for EXTC engineers is huge. In the end, I would just like to say that the technology is growing rapidly. So in the future, there would be a huge demand of competent electronic engineers with improved skill set in order to cope up with this technology. Thank you very much.